Good morning, everybody. So I welcome you all to this first session of this seminar. From morning we had a little bit of a feel of what it's going to be in this seminar, and we know like how crucial the role of media is when it comes to the democracy and when it comes to the covering of the various issues and all, and where the gender issues, what we have seen is very eagerly, represented, as well as when it comes to the representation of a women. No doubt media is providing a lot of opportunities to the women to come into the reporting and all, and there is also a visit at the top level, the visibility of women is very, very less. And the kind of discrimination and the other kinds of exploitations which are going on are the serious concerns which we need to discuss when it comes to the media. This first session is going to be on the coverage of women in media, dismal and disappointing. So in this we have 3 speakers. So we'll be having roughly 15 to 20 minutes. So one speaker will be joining us a little bit late. So we will be starting with the first speaker, Dr. Aarti Linka, homeopathic and consultant, writer, poetess and social worker. So I'll invite her to present.
नमस्कार. आजचा दिवस आपल्याला खूप चांगला जावो आणि महिला दिनाच्या सगळ्या माझ्या मैत्रिणींना हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. आजचा विषय आहे माध्यमांद्वारे होणारे लिंगभेदाचे प्रसारण सकारात्मकतेने होण्याची आजच्या काळाची गरज आहे. मला वाटतं मराठी सगळ्यांना समजतंय. सध्या अनेक माध्यमांनी जग व्यापलेले आहे. ती आजच्या काळाची गरज आहे. मास मीडिया ही मोठी ताकद होऊ पाहते आहे, नव्हे ती झालीच आहे. व्यवसाय वाढीसाठी बरेचदा भडक दृश्ये जी वास्तवात तेवढी भडक नसतात, पण आपल्या सिरियलचा, बातम्यांचा TRP वाढवण्या मीडियावर अनेक चॅनल्सवर, अनेक प्रकारच्या चॅनल्सवर भडक आणि समंग अशी दृश्ये दाखवली जातात. विशेष म्हणजे स्त्रियांवर होणारे अत्याचार, बलात्कार, लैंगिक शोषण या गोष्टींना अतिरिक्त महत्त्व देऊन त्या बातमीचा उहापोह केला जातो आणि मार्केटिंग केलं जातं. मूळ हेतू काय असतो या गोष्टींचा? तर मार्केटिंग असतं. आणि काय झालेलं की मीडिया आपल्या जीवनाचा भाग झालेला असल्यामुळे आणि आपण त्याच्या अधीन गेलेलो असल्यामुळे हे आपण पाहत असतो आणि म्हणून ते आपल्याला दाखवत असतात. पत्रकाराचा जो जॉब आहे, म्हणजे ह्या पत्रकाराच्या जॉब प्रोफाईलवर दर्शक भारावून जातात, बरेचदा भारावून जातात की त्याचं ते बातमी देणं किंवा त्याच्यात चित्रीकरण करताना एक स्पेसिफिक त्या बाईवर एक प्रकाश झोत टाकणं, जी विक्टीम आहे किंवा जो कोणी व्यक्ती असेल त्याच्यावर मस्तपैकी एक प्रकाश झोत टाकणं आणि त्यामुळे त्याच्यामध्ये रस भरून असं वर्णन त्याचं करणं. त्यामुळे आता प्रत्येक घराघरातले जे सदस्य आहेत ते ऍडिक्ट झालेले आहेत. मास मीडियाला खूप असे चिकटून राहतात. आता पत्रकाराच्या जॉब प्रोफाईलचा ज्यावेळेस आपण विचार करतो त्यावेळेस संघर्ष, मेहनत, परिश्रम, अभ्यासवृत्ती आणि विस्तृत वाचन या गोष्टी आवश्यक आहेत पत्रकारितेसाठी. आणि याच गुणांचा, गोष्टींचा उपयोग सकारात्मक बातम्या देण्याकडे व्हाव्यास खरं तर व्हायला पाहिजे, पण तसं होत नाही. प्रिंट मीडिया जी आपण बघतोय ती वाचकांना हवं ते देते वाचायला, जे हवं असेल ते देतात. सध्याच्या जो काळामध्ये जे बदललेलं आहे, सगळं जे परिवर्तन झालेलं आहे त्यानुसार बॉलिवूडमधलं, हॉलिवूडमधलं किंवा व्हॉट एव्हर इट इज जे काय त्यांना हवं असतं ते पुरवतात. आणि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया तर काय बघायलाच नको. त्या अत्याचारित स्त्रीची बातमी, तिचं वर्णन अशी चरणी चरवण करून दाखवलं जातं. त्यामुळे महिलांवर होणाऱ्या अत्याचाराच्या घटना सतत प्रकाश होतात येत आहेत. माध्यमांमुळे आणि या घटना घराघरात, प्रत्येकाच्या घराघरात पोहोचलेल्या आहेत. पण यामुळे काय झालंय की महिलांमध्ये एकूणच भीतीचं वातावरण निर्माण झालेलं आहे, एक गोंधळ निर्माण झालेला आहे आणि एकमेकांबद्दलचा अविश्वास निर्माण झालेला आहे. आणि हेच माध्यमांचं जे काही प्रयोजन आहे, यशाचं काही जे समीकरण आपण म्हणू शकता होतो, त्या व्यक्तीचं नाव आता आजकाल सांगत नाही, म्हणजे ते गुप्त ठेवण्यात येतं आणि तसा न्यायालयाचा आदेशच आहे. ही गोष्ट अबाधित राहते एवढीच काय ती एक बऱ्यापैकी चांगली गोष्ट आहे. आता सिरियल दाखवण्यात येणाऱ्या स्त्रिया क्वचित मायाळू आणि प्रेमळ असतात, पण जास्त करून खुनशी, कपटी, एकमेकींचे हेवेदावे करणारे किंवा मत्सरी, एकमेकांच्या कागाळ्या करणे ही प्रतिमा त्यांना दाखवण्यात येते. याशिवाय या स्त्रिया, तुम्ही सांगा, घरामध्ये आपण कधी दागिने बिगिने घालून किंवा छान छान कपडे घालून किंवा साड्या बिड्या अगदी भरजरी घालून असं आपण स्वयंपाक करतो का किंवा चहा करतो का सांगा बरं. पण तिला तिथे दाखवतात तसं. थोडी तरी कुठेतरी रियालिटी हवी का नाही. पण तिला त्या अगदी भरजरी सगळ्या साड्या, भडक मेकअप वगैरे असं दाखवून तिला तिथे त्या कॅमेऱ्यासमोर आणण्यात येतं. तिला ते डिरेक्टरने काय सांगितलं असेल तिथे बोलते आणि मग लोक ते खिळून बसतात. विशेष म्हणजे बायका बघा, 7 ते 9:30 त्यांना चांगलं माहिती आहे, म्हणजे इथं लिंगभेद कसा होतोय बघा, की 7 ते 9:30 स्त्रीनं बाहेर जायचं, तिनं त्या टीव्हीच्या पडद्यावर खिळून बसायचं आणि ती ते बसते पण, कारण ती त्याच्या आधीन गेलेली आहे. तर 7 ते 9:30च्या बातम्या किंवा हे बघा तुम्ही सिरियल्स, ती बहुतेक बायका ज्यांना खूप आवड आहे तर त्या तिथे जाऊन बसतात आणि छान त्या तेवढ्या याच्यामध्ये 2.5 तास मस्त एन्जॉय करतात. पण त्यांना हे कळत नाही, सगळं खूप थोडंसं वास्तव असतं आणि बाकीचं सगळं काल्पनिक असतं. म्हणजे ह्याला जास्त स्त्रिया जबाबदार असू शकतात काही अंश तरी. म्हणजे बघा, आता ज्या स्त्रियांनी ठरवलं की आता आपण नाहीच आपली प्रतिभा ह्याच्यामध्ये आपण नाही द्यायची, पण कधी कुणी बघितले का एखाद्या सिरियलमध्ये किंवा चित्रपटांमध्ये आई किंवा मुलं अभ्यास करताना बसतात किंवा आई त्याचा अभ्यास घेतीये किंवा त्याला काही शिवणकौशल्य शिकवतीये, असं कधी तुम्हाला फारसं दिसत नाही. का दिसत नाही? तर कारण की ते आपण इतके अधीन झालेलो असतो आणि आपण ते खरं समजतो. तर हे जेव्हा आपल्याला थांबायला हवं असेल तर अर्थात या सगळ्यात इतक्या लवकर हे होणं शक्य नाहीये. त्याच्यासाठी जागरूकता महत्वाची आहे, म्हणूनच आपण आज इथलं सेशन घेतलेलं आहे. अर्थात सगळ्याच मालिका किंवा बातम्या त्या चुकीच्या आहेत किंवा वाईट आहेत असं म्हणणं चुकीचं आणि धाडसाचं ठरेल. खूप चांगलंही देतात, खूप ज्ञानवर्धक असं काही काही खूप चांगलंही मिळतं, नाही असं नाही. आता मला आठवतंय की मी कविता चौधरीची उडान मालिका बघत होते. खूप छान आहे ती स्त्रियांवरची. तुम्हाला खूप जणांनी बघितली असेल, ऐकले असेल किंवा मुंगेरी लाल के सुनेरे सपने किंवा कॉमेडीच्या अंगाने केलेले काय काय असतात सिरियल. तिथे थोडासा भडकपणा असतो, पण ते कसं ते विरोधी अंगाने असतं, त्यामुळे आपण ते ऍक्सेप्ट करतो, ते स्वीकारतो. पण तसं ह्या रोजच्या ह्याच्यावर जे काय समाज मनावर जे प्रतिबिंब त्याचं उमटतं आणि हे काय असतं की शेवटी व्यवसाय वाढीसाठी त्याच्यात जी चुरस निर्माण झालेली आहे, ती स्पर्धा झालेली, ती निकोप नसल्यामुळेच हे घडते. वर्तमानपत्रांमध्ये किंवा आपल्या दैनिकांमध्ये रोज बातमी आपल्या पेपरमध्ये आधी कशी येईल याची चुरस लागलेली असते, की माझ्या पेपरमध्ये किंवा जो संपादक आहे तो खटपट करत असतो की नाही ही बातमी आज उघड झाली आणि ती माझ्या पेपरमध्ये कधी काय येत नाही आधी. त्यासाठी खूप प्रयत्न चाललेला असतो. आता आपल्याला सकारात्मक प्रसारण माध्यमांद्वारे दाखवायचं असेल तर काय करायला हवं? तर मी तर म्हणेन की पहिली गोष्ट म्हणजे प्रत्येक वाहिनीने म्हणजे चॅनल्सनी आणि वृत्तपत्रांनी याविषयी एक धोरण आणि नियम ठरवावे व त्यानुसार बातम्या व सिरियल्स दाखवाव्यात. अर्थात त्यांच्यावर अंकुश ठेवण्यासाठी एक समिती नेमलेली आहे. पण बरेचदा काय होतं की कुठेतरी राजकीय हेतू पुरस्सर असं काहीतरी घडतं, तो निर्माता त्याचा कुठेतरी ओळखीचा असतो किंवा काहीतरी झालेलं असतं आणि मग ते मग ठरल्याप्रमाणे सगळं होतं. त्यामुळे तो प्रश्न बाजूला राहतो आणि गौण ठरतो. आणि दुसरं म्हणजे पत्रकारितेचा कोर्स जे करतात तर त्यांच्या त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना रिपोर्टिंग करताना सकारात्मकतेने जे प्रशिक्षण देणार आहे ते सकारात्मकतेने किंवा लिंगभेद न करता अशा पद्धतीनं करण्यात यावं, अशी त्यांना प्रशिक्षण देण्यात यावं, त्यांना शिकवण्यात यावं, असा माझा एक अगदी चांगला माझं मत आहे आणि ते मी खूप जोरकसपणे इथे मांडली आहे. नाहीतर मग हे असं घडणार नाहीये, कारण जे काही शुद्ध आहे किंवा सात्विक आहे किंवा जे काही ओरिजिनल मूळ स्वरूपात आहे ते दाखवण्याचा ते प्रयत्न करतील आणि मग असे ज्या सेशन्स आहेत ते आपल्याला सहसा घ्यावे लागणार नाही. तसेच स्त्रियांची प्रतिमा बदलण्यासाठी समाज मनाने पुढाकार घ्यायला हवा. स्त्रीला पुरुष प्रधान सत्तेचा बळी न करता मग एक माणूस व एक व्यक्ती म्हणून समाज स्त्रियांचा स्वीकार करण्यासारखे कार्यक्रम आखावे. स्त्रियांबद्दलचा आदर, दृष्टिकोन, मानसिकता नकारात्मकतेतून सकारात्मकतेमध्ये परिवर्तन होण्यासाठी गरज आहे की समाज मन बदलण्याची. आणि यासाठी माध्यमांनी ठोस कार्यक्रम करून याविषयी जागृती करावी. शेवटी काय की स्त्री आणि पुरुष घटक मिळूनच कुटुंब, पर्याय आणि समाज निर्माण झालेला आहे आणि होत आहे. आजची स्त्री सुरक्षित नाहीये, सुशिक्षित आहे, स्वतंत्र आहे, पण सुरक्षित नाहीये असंच चित्र या प्रसार माध्यमामध्ये दाखवलं जातं. याचं वास्तववादी दर्शन घडवून आणणे व यात सकारात्मक प्रतिसाद मिळाल्यास स्त्री पुरुष हे समाजाचे घटक आहेत अशी भावना जोपासल्यास ही टीआरपीची जी काही स्पर्धा आहे ती निकोप होईल, त्यात शंका नाही. यात सकारात्मक जीवनमूल्य अधोरेखित व्हायला हवीत आणि मग येथे लिंगभेदाचा प्रश्नच येणार नाही. तसेच स्त्रियांना काय चांगलं आणि काय वाईट हे नक्कीच कळतं, याचा फरकही त्यांना कळतो. अशा जाहिराती आणि मालिकांच्या आहारी त्यांनी जाऊ नये, ते मृगजळ आहे. स्त्री आणि पुरुष एकमेकांकडे बघण्याचा त्यांचा जो दृष्टिकोन आहे तो सकारात्मक मात्र व्हायला हवा. वाचकांना, दर्शकांना वृत्तपत्रे बातम्यांवर सतर्क सजग करू शकतात, पण याला मर्यादा हव्या. अतिरंजित भयानक दृश्य दाखवून बातमीचा स्रोत वाढवता उपयोगाचा नाही व चांगला संदेश त्यामागे देण्यात यावा. मुख्य म्हणजे या सगळ्या गोष्टींना सत्य शोधण्याची गरज आहे. मालिकांमध्ये जिवंतपणा असावा, कृत्रिमता नको. किंवा मारुतीच्या शेपटाप्रमाणे तुम्ही बघितलं असेल, ही मालिका असं वाटते आता संपेल आणि लगेच तिची 4 भाग सुरू दाखवलेले असतात, कारण ते प्रेक्षक बघतात, विशेष म्हणजे जास्तीत जास्त स्त्रिया बघतात आणि म्हणून ते दाखवतात. एकूणच बदलत्या काळात स्त्री कुटुंबाप्रमाणेच समाजातील महत्वाचा घटक बनत चाललेली आहे. स्त्रीची भूमिका भविष्यात अधिक महत्वाची होत जाणार असून मीडियामध्ये खरे तिचे प्रतिबिंब उमटणारे आहे, पण ते सकारात्मकतेने असलेले असावे अशी अपेक्षा करून मी माझे 2 शब्द संपवते. धन्यवाद.
I think Aarti has raised very pertinent questions when it came to the role of women in the mass media, especially in the TV channels and the advertisements and all. How the women has been used for marketing of various goods which are not even related to the women, or they are not even using them and all. And especially in the TV serials and all, how they project the women, their characters and all. So those things she has raised, those issues she has raised, and she has also suggested some important measures, like there should be a proper rules, regulations should be there when it comes to, like, you know, how you want to portray women in these media. Journalism, there should be a proper training for positive reporting of the gender issues, as well as some kind of like, you know, it's not just the educating the women or making them capable, but the society should give government which should be very providing some kind of a security to the women. That is very important. These are the points which she has raised. So thank you. So maybe we can take up the question answer sessions once we finish with all the paper presenters. So I will just invite the second paper presenter, A.R. Srinivasan, who is the editor of Times of India.
Well, I have no paper to present, but some thoughts to put. In the years of my experience as a journalist, I have come across, I found that sadly there are more women in the media today. From the day when I started my career in 1991, just like Aarti has started her career in 1991. He also started in 91, so I also started around that time. Initially, when I entered the newsroom, I found that there were more men, and they were more menacing towards a youngster who came to work in office. But gradually, in the mid-90s, more women started entering offices of a newspaper. I started my career in Indian Express in Chennai, and then 1995 I think was a turnaround time when more women started coming and more women's issues started being projected in newspapers as developmental stories. Though there is a disturbing trend that a lot of negative news or negative portrayal of women is still continuing in the media or in our society. But there is an effort to change that. I must tell you that at least the good news is that there is an effort to change that. Anything concerning a woman is highlighted. including rape. That is the most common story that you find in newspaper today. Unfortunately, that's how our society has developed. But we need to educate our fellow men of the country that they need to respect women much more. They need to look at each woman as a mother, as a sister, as a wife, and then understand how to treat a woman. Even there, most men do not treat their women well. For example, there is a story today, this morning in the Times of India, which said that men do just 19 minutes of household chores at home. The average household chores done by men is just 19 minutes. It's very sad. When there is a marriage, there is a partnership, the men and the women should take equal responsibilities. Men always want to take more responsibilities at work or in society, but when it comes to home, they want to take less responsibility. That has to change. That approach to life has to change. It will only happen with education, and education of women and liberation of the woman's mind. One needs to look at the psyche from where we are coming. We have been a society which did at one point in time respect women much more. Then where did we falter over the last couple of centuries? We need to understand what happened to our country. We have goddesses when we look at the traditional goddesses. We have a lot of goddesses, we revere them, we pray to them. But when we come to humanity, we treat them differently. Why are those different paths being adopted in our society? Media is only a reflection of the society. But that does not mean that media doesn't have a role to play. We have to alter that, because we are influencers. We are not power-seeking people. We are thought providers. We need to raise those thoughts in everybody's minds. What is happening in our society? One of the initiatives that the Times of India has undertaken, which I'm sure some of you have read today, if you have not read, kindly read, is something called P.in. The effort is that while women do enter careers in more percentages today, they do not actually go to the top level in a organization. Sorry. Why is it that women do not climb to the top in an organization? Is it lack of opportunities, or lack of initiative, or lack of effort, or lack of recognition? I feel from my experience that there is enough and more opportunity for women today in careers. Women bring in a lot of other talent which men may not have. Men think of only a couple of aspects, the women think of a larger number of aspects. So they complement the men at work just as they complement men at home. So it is a wholesome work that happens when women are also involved in work. There have been many women who have done outstanding work, either as an individual or as a team member. Often people point fingers to women saying that they cannot be a team member, they cannot be a good leader. And this comes from people who are women themselves. Then I start thinking, why are they saying that? Oh, women cannot handle another woman or another woman's success, but they don't mind men growing. But that is also same true of men, because men can't handle another man's success. Every man wants to grow and become a top leader. So I think that argument is a little convoluted. The other aspect is that women, while doing well in their careers, midway may have to leave their jobs or what they're doing for some time due to certain personal matters. But I think as a society, and all corporates should allow women to come back to work without losing their seniority. The women need to fight that. And not just women, our society needs to fight that. Because if pregnant and deliver the child, taking care of the child first 2-3 years is a lot of effort. The woman might be talented, but there is so much of social pressure, and then they're not allowed to come back into the company and work. So I think the way forward is to, as a society, have those women come back to work and give them the same amount of prominence and same amount of recognition and responsibility, and the years lost during that period should not be counted as lost. The seniority should be maintained. So it's a thought to think, because I don't know how many of you have thought of this, but it's a thought to think. I'm sure I can see Shanti Fonseca, who is always fighting for the women's cause. She's very aggressive, which is very good. But in corporate life, things are being that women, while doing well in their careers, midway may have to leave their jobs or what they're doing for some time due to certain personal matters. But I think as a society and all corporates should allow women to come back to work without losing their seniority. The women need to fight that. And not just women, our society needs to fight that. Because if a woman is pregnant and deliver the child, taking care of the child first 2-3 years is a lot of effort. The woman might be talented, but there is so much of social pressure, and then they're not allowed to come back into the company and work. So I think the way forward is to, as a society, have those women come back to work and give them the same amount of prominence and same amount of recognition and responsibility, and the years lost during that period should not be counted as lost. The seniority should be maintained. So it's a thought to think, because I don't know how many of you have thought of this, but it's a thought to think. I'm sure I can see Shanti Fonseca, who is always fighting for the women's cause. She's very aggressive, which is very good. But in corporate life, things are being working very differently. There's one part of life where there are women who are in the underdeveloped society, who are in the not in the elite class, so to say. But even in the elite class, there is a differentiation. Even when women have achieved, women sometimes are better thinkers, sometimes much more forward thinking, much more open to ideas and open to doing things. But they are pulled back time and again. That has to change. Because I know a lot of my friends who are colleagues with me or in other media organizations or in other organizations who had to leave their bright careers midway. They have been excellent at their work, they have been outstanding at their work, but after 10 years, after marriage, they either have to go to their husband's place, so they leave the city and go, or their in-laws don't allow them to work, or when they have a child, they have to quit the organization because the maternity leave is not enough for them to take care of the child. They don't have enough support system at home, so they come. Then when they come back, they're not able to handle work, so then they quit and go. Then 3-4 years is gone, 5 years. Till the child is 4-5 years, they're not able to think of work. Then they have a second child, then it's finished further. So 2-3 things should happen. One is they should be allowed to work from home. Because today you can work with technology from anywhere. It doesn't need to be in an office. So one should use technology to allow women to work from home when they have such issues. Media needs to also talk about this more, either in print media or in television or in radio. And there should be more seminars organized to discuss this way forward. There have been some outstanding women who have gone to the top. ICICI Bank MD, or so many other examples who have gone to the top. They're doing very well. They're able to lead the banks or other organizations that they head much ahead. they have been much more compassionate to their staff, so which is good. Personally, I do practice whatever I can from my end, and my colleagues in my office know me very well to say that is, Srini provides that kind of opportunity to every colleague. In fact, whenever any of my colleagues have gone on pregnancy leave, when they come back, I allow them to come whatever time they want to come and whatever time they want to go back home. There is no, that kind of thing personally I am doing. But I think at an overall level, as a company policy, the organizations, they should have a policy which should allow it without any prejudice to the woman and not take away their effort in their careers. We are, in the times of day, for example, we hire attitudes. We don't hire skill sets anymore because we believe everybody is on the skill sets. Plus or minus 5%. Any amount of talent with a bad attitude is as good as having no talent. We just don't need such people. We need good attitudes towards everything. So, I think also as an organization, as a workplace, attitudes should be changed to provide a more positive environment. I only wish there were more men sitting in this audience. But I'm happy that a lot of women have come though. But there should be more men coming for such seminars and listening to the viewpoints so that they take something away from there and try and practice. They might have done some wrongs so far, doesn't matter, I can pardon them, but you can change for the better. I think there is an opportunity. This country is full of talent. This country is full of young women who can, for example, in the newspaper, at least in the Times of India, what we do is we make the newspaper look very pretty, very beautiful, with our design, with the layouts. And I find that most of our women staffers are better at that. So they have a better visual sense, how it should look nice. So you have to use people to their strengths. Everybody may not have, a man may not be able to visualize how beautiful you can make a hall look or a room look, but a woman can do that. At the same time, they are very intelligent, they give some very good headlines, they give some very good, play of words. So it is about equal opportunity. Why cannot they come to the top? So at least in the time period, let me assure you that across the country, many women have been given very important roles to play in the organization. It's a place where women have been given important tasks, roles, designations. And it is increasing. But this should happen in every corporate sector. For example, in the IT sector, it can easily happen. Because one of the things they say is that IT sector versus brick and mortar companies, IT sector they feel within 1 year there are so many changes. So 1 year the woman doesn't come to office, she is not competent enough to be able to handle the tasks. I don't agree with that. Because technology can be learned from sitting at home. You doesn't need to go to an office. Many of the best IT professionals have done their work from homes. Many of them have, whereas in a brick and mortar company it takes 10 years to change. So it's a 10-year period that makes a lot of change. So there's time. But even there, the attitude towards women has been very, very bad, so to say. So I think media has to highlight these issues. We try and highlight these issues. We need to highlight issues which are also, for the girl child, for example. There are so many issues for the girl child. So as a campaign, the Times of India has provided many such campaigns over the years, and we will be doing more. And when I come to forums like this, I get more ideas. Okay, what I can do for propagating the cause of women and talent. So with these thoughts, I wish you all the best. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Srinivas, for sharing your thoughts. I must say he has raised some of the pertinent issues, mainly with came to the attitudinal change which are required not only in the family, society, as well as in the workplace towards the women. And the one major issue which I think it is not only concerned in the media, maybe in other this thing also, the women who face obstacles because of the childbearing or during the period of their child care and all those things. So which are mostly because of that, and they are not able to take up some of the jobs, and they have to give their time towards the family and all, and that's why many places they are not able to take up to the jobs which are they want their regular presence and all. So this is one area which I feel is very crucial, where there needs to be certain strict and very clear-cut laws with regard to this. And as he has said, like when it comes to the job positions, there are less women, and we need to take we need to make better use of the women, because they are the better thinkers also, and they can contribute a lot. So thank you, sir, for that sharing your thoughts with us. So I will invite the third speaker, Neena Naik, who is also a member of Goa State Commission for Women.
Good evening, friends. When she introduced me as member of Women's Commission, I would like to introduce myself as a media person first. I started my career in '89. As Mr. Srinivasan has started his career in Indian Express, I also started in advertising line. Came to Goa in '90s. Then started career in '93 from Gomantak as an advertising manager. It's quite interesting that why I joined Gomantak. In fact, he had covered a lot of things in that, but I would like to share in that, or I would like to express my feelings or what was my experience with the Gomantak and how I was started. I saw one advertisement in Gomantak itself saying that there is a post of depot manager, or they want to start depot manager in Margao and Vasco. So I happened to go to Gomantak and spoke with ad manager. What he has rightly spoke about is the attitude. When I went there, he said that we can't give you this job or the depot because you are a woman. It's really painful, and I was quite startled. Why? Why me? And that time I was very thin, short hair with the jeans, and the style was different. Now it's actually 25 years before, so you can imagine. Again I went there, and then he said that okay, we can't give because you're a lady. I said okay, fair enough. Then I started working for a magazine. I started working with first with weekly, and then after that magazine. When I saw that magazine, its name was Raj House. I'm proudly saying that Mr. PD was so kind, and then he gave me, I had one small child, and he said that okay, you go ahead and you start working as a part-time. Slowly that 1 year almost it has gone, and that 60-40 was the proportion for the advertisements. One fine day, one gentleman came to Raj House, in front of that Raj House, and he asked me that what's your name, and are you looking out you're looking out for this advertisement, and our department is handled by you? I said yes sir. He's Mr. Kamat, not Prakash, general manager of Gomantak, and he requested me, why don't you come and meet Mr. Umaji Chaugule. I said okay. And next day I went there, and he offered me a post of assistant advertising manager in Gomantak. But I told him, I said, sir, in fact your advertising manager has said that we can't take up this job because it's a continuous roaming job. And I'm quite surprised when he said that, because still in this, it's 93 it was, 93 we are still struggling that women and men and women. We are still doing the differentiation. So could you please explain? He said, no, there are few things, there are few people, and he just neglected that thought. But still it was just in my head that, okay, what is wrong in that? Then I started my career till 1990. I suffered a lot also because being a boss, in 6 months only I got promotion. I became advertising manager. I suffered a lot in the sense that, okay, being, everybody must be experiencing that, lady, a boss. So there are difficulties. Whenever sometimes we had done budget and it's disappeared. Next day I was supposed to present, but I could not. Someone had just discarded from my computer. So there were difficulties, but I had overcome from that. Now I would like to say that in this field, still when I was talking with Kishore Gaonkar yesterday, he said there are 250 males in Guj and only 12 to 13 ladies are there who are actively working in the Guj committee. So what is the proportion? It's quite sad. In fact, if you will see Prudent and HCN Media, 2-3 years back or now also, they used to manage the entire technical section. Apart from the technical section, other admin was completely handled by ladies. But then why there is no, where are they? In fact, in our days, Vidya or the feature editor, what is her name? Prakash, she's working for Herald. Not Christina. Devika Sikvera. These are the ladies actually who had a lot of power. They used to write very good. Vidya has left this order. Where she is, I don't know. Devika, if you will see, Devika, Sunita, there are so many ladies. But they can be an editor. But in Goa, in all these years, I have never seen a single lady as an editor. There are few ladies. Upcoming girls are there who is working for Goa Doot, Lokmat, Sunaparant and other papers. Few of them are right sitting in front. They write a lot. In fact, they must be getting a pat also on their back. But where is the promotion? When they are retiring, how many ladies have retired as an editor? I'm quite surprised because most of the editors, it's not only for the girls. I think men also is not getting that much opportunity as become an editor. Most of the editors are coming from outside. Hope everybody, Prakash, hope you will agree with me. And most of the things, feature editors are ladies. Actually, feature editor, if you will ask Mr. Srinivas, that it's a quite tough job. They have to go continuously on the field. They have to write, that much knowledge they have. But still, the opportunities. So all these things are not calculative at all. They are not given that much of platform. Why is that? So we are lacking. In fact, media needs to be improved. There are so many things in sports specifically. How many ladies are there? None. Only one I remember. She used to be a boxer. She used to write lot about the sports, but none of the others were into sports. Most of the people, when I spoke with them, they said that no, see, basically there are assaults at night, or so many times whenever there is no security in the job. So what are you looking out for? It's a job security, or is it a late night fear? You frankly tell me, in the morning also the rape happens. Shanti, do you agree? Do you agree?
Yeah.
It happens in the morning also. Why you have to wait till night? So working style for the journalist going out, there's no security, they are saying don't transport. Most of the publications don't provide transport also. There are few publications who provide late night transport. I'm talking about Goa, I'm not talking about any others because we are here in Goa, we are not anywhere out. There are ladies who are very much talented. In Guj, if you will see, in Guj only one Sunita got as a president, she has been elected, she has done a wonderful job. But after that, is it a politics or it is a lobby? Don't know. But nobody got that much of platform. Most of the girls here, whoever is coming further, I think, they need some support from men as well. Because if that lady is too good in her writing, in feature writing, okay, she's too good. She can do 24/7 a job. But when she's coming in front or she's coming into the picture, she has been publicized continuously, people will hammer on her character. And then they talk rubbish about her character. And this even I had noticed. It's not that I'm talking on behalf of journalists, but I'm saying it's a fact of the life. Whoever suffers can explain better, I think so. There are girls, Guj is there, but apart from that, what else is there for the ladies? Are they promoting themselves in different way? No. If you'll see that there are 12 publications, I think in each publication, sir, do you have any idea how many people are working under one publication?
Depends on the organizational objectives,
So if you calculate on an average, advertising and it so out of that, only 10%. I'm talking only for this year. Next year you can increase that percentage by another 10% and start talking with the ladies' problem. I've noticed one more thing, that there are so many ladies earlier in advertising field, but now nobody wants to join advertising field at all. Why is that? No, who will go out? So when I spoke with 2-3 ladies, they were saying that we are coming basically from middle class families and nuclear family. You have to accept that, okay, there is nobody in the nuclear family, husband, wife and children. So once I go home or once I go back to my place, I have to take care of my children. And who will cook? My husband will sit and read newspaper. It's a fact. But when we talk about that, you feel bad or gents feel bad. No, it's women's duties. Why you have to bifurcate the duties about men and women? Can't they help them? When she's getting her money or her salary home, isn't it his salary also? We don't calculate that. We always feel that Kamal Vata. But if it is late night also, these journalists, if they are going out and late night also, and they are coming back, it's a normal comment. It's a normal comment. Why? Isn't it painful? It is painful because see, it's not my fault that this field is full with gents. Is it my fault? It's not my fault. You try to increase that many percentage with the ladies, we will work with ladies. We don't mind coming back and then phone yet asta deka. But you should understand these things that okay, phone calls or meeting people, if the entire society is with the ladies, then we don't mind working with the ladies. But we don't have any option. Now we don't have options, so we are working with the gents and trying to, what you call, rassi khich karta jaise. Handling husband, handling office job, handling lot of things around children, going to the school, getting them back, and still if the performance of the child is less, and two jobs sold. So these are the difficulties. Actually, journalist is doing wonderful job. They are giving a lot of creative ideas to the people. They are giving lot more. It's a thankless job actually. But when it is coming, when the problem is starting with them, nobody is there. That we have to see that who will take care of them. We talk that okay, this thing is published in newspaper very wrongly. She will ask the opinion. She will go to the people, talk with them. But inner pain, who is taking care of that? Is there any organization who can take care of that? So at least this year or with this Women's Day, although they are working for 365 days, there is no day, celebration day is not there, but at least we can take a oath saying that okay, we will have one organization who will help me out in upbringing. I am coming from middle class family, I am coming from nuclear family, but these are my requirements. We build society. If society is helping me in promoting my work, my talents, then I can give you 100% more than what gents are giving. Thank you very much.
And I think a very important point which has been raised by the Srinivas as well as Nina is about the attitudinal change which is required at every aspect, like from the family, society and all. So with this we have, I'll open this floor for the question and answer sessions, and we will take up the questions so from the audience. So any questions to the newspaper presenters? Yes.
I will say one thing, just to sum it, her statement. Yes, the situation is not very congenial for girls to work. Basic point one I will say, when 2 years back Mr. Srinivasan's Times of India came here, that time in the Goa has a robust vernacular media, lot of newspapers and 3-4 English newspapers. When Times of India came with the addition to Goa, that was the time when the salaries of reporters were doubled in the local papers because they were offering high these salaries. So you can imagine the kind of exploitative structure of salaries which exists. So when I am talking across the board, now I have worked as the president of this union in Goa, what she was mentioning, GUJ, that is Goa Union of Journalists. Lot of girls, after their graduation, they come and join, especially English papers as well, vernaculars. I can vouch that they are very efficient, very good. I am in this profession for around 25 years here. But the problem is that girls come and join. When you have 7,000 and 8,000 rupees contract, I am talking especially because lot of young students are here. When you are offered 7,000-8,000 rupees this, you come with a lot of expectation to deliver as a journalist, but you are exploited, and mother at home all the time nags you, saying that go and take some government job, go and join some school, see your neighbor how well she is doing. Mothers, this is to get married. I am not saying that you are this, but the point is they expect a good this. This is one aspect. Still these girls persist. Many of them, you will see tomorrow, some of them will speak here. They also persist. Then the atmosphere in say bigger papers, it is good. You have infrastructure. You have with good big papers, you have delivery this for girls and all, facilities, transport. With smaller papers, you don't have that. What these girls do, they have to go and ask Chief Minister, give us some flats so that in the evening we can stay here. Managements don't bother about it. About facilities, no facilities. Girls, when they get late in the evening, as she said, if they have to work, as one-to-one level with the males, they have to have these facilities or stay facilities. If girls have to do shifts, our solutions of these managements are what? Don't keep them on shifts. So what happens? How girls will go ahead? When it comes to promotions, girl will naturally get married or whatever. There was an instance, one girl will tell here tomorrow. When the editor said, because she said I am pregnant and I need to be transferred to other place, so this was, you go home. So these are our solutions. So we have to discuss these things. These are larger issues. We have to understand. So this is about what Nina said. Now, Dr. Aarti Dinkar mentioned that about content in media. Definitely what you are saying is correct, that content is not sensitized, not driven the way it should be. The point is, yes, media should be torchbearer of freedom of expression of people. That's why content of the media should be people oriented, but it doesn't happen. One of the biggest reason is because of crash commercialization which has entered media. Fine. There is a competition. To beat that competition, sometimes we lose the larger concerns of the society. But will complaining and sitting and grumbling, will it help? No. What is the action? Now I have a simple question for you. In our families in Goa, how detailedly we discuss about which fish we should bring, family should bring. We discuss about which toothpaste we should use. We discuss about which TV brand should be there. We discuss about mobile brand. Do we discuss about the newspaper which comes? Why, if a paper is sensitizing, if it is trivializing content, if it is writing against women or not sensitized, do we care to discuss in the family? Tell me. Supposing some fellow who brings some English paper or Marathi paper, whatever, we as ritual we read or we don't read. If women are 50% of the population in Goa, how many women say, no, this trash paper should stop from this house tomorrow because it is anti-women or it is not sensitive. And competition is double-edged. If I say competition brings bad content, I will say competition gives you choice. Why don't you go for? Earlier there was a situation in Goa where there was one English paper and one Marathi paper. I can understand. Today have your 10 or 12, 11 Marathi papers. You have 3, 4 English papers. If one paper is trash, change it. Do we do that? So for a change, I am the agent first. Do we do that? This is my question.
Prakash raised an important issue that, and also Shanti for that it's also the responsibility of women to take charge of themselves and not wait for things to happen. I think there are enough opportunities and enough encouragement being given, at least today. So at least I get on my newspaper, and I'm sure it's coming everywhere. Women have talent, the skill sets are there. Unless you push it. See, nothing comes easy. If you think that everything comes like that, it's not going to come. You will have to put that effort. You will have to prove time and again. If you say I have proven once, why should I prove again? Then you will lose. You will continuously prove. It's like a cricket match or a football match. But you continue to play the entire match, you have to play well to win. So it is about that winning mentality that you have to have a strong mind. You will never say, okay, system I didn't get, so I will never get. Keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Someday you will get it at some point of time. In my own example, I became editor at the age of 38. In my view, it was late because I should have become editor at the age of 32 because I was performing so well and I had opportunities. Only reason was no edition was there to be given to me, so I had to wait. But so for talent there is option. So you have to try. So I kept trying. So at some point I got it. Then you have to prove. Again, I have to prove even at this stage and keep on proving. What I have done yesterday is over. I have to eat my food for today. So I have to keep trying again and again at every level. So similarly, all youngsters I would urge to keep trying, never give up hope, and raise the bar and keep improving. And that's the only way to go forward. And not complain and say, I didn't get my opportunity. You have to take the opportunity. The plate is there, you have to go pick it up. You have to eat. We can take the horse to the tap, but how the horse drinks the water, it's up to the horse. Similarly, it's up to you to take those opportunities and go forward.
Actually, the topic is something else. We are digressing totally. The topic is the coverage of women's issues, dismal and disappointing. Can we talk on that?
We did talk about it a bit. At least I spoke about it a bit.
The first paper also, it was covering about bit of it.
But
Yeah.
the questions that will raise a
Which
different.
way
So
they will have as
Why
well.
is that?
Yeah.
maybe you can ask a question and then we
The
can.
question is, why is the coverage on women so dismal and disappointing? Maybe let's have the editor answer.
No, I dwelt on that completely. You're not here.
Okay.
But you missed those portions that I said. With what I said, I just repeated very shortly that there has been coverage of a lot of negative things of women in the past, but that is changing. A lot of coverage comes on rape, but that is changing. Today we are trying covering inspirational and aspirational women, and not just women, every issue, but also women. And one of the issues that we are covering in the Times of India, which we have started covering and we want to take it forward, is about mid-career women who have to quit a job because they have become pregnant or they have a child to take care for 2-3 years. So they should be given an equal opportunity to come back and have the same level of seniority and have the same level of competitiveness so that they don't lose out in those years. Plus, you can use technology today to actually work from home as well, and companies should allow that. And media has to play a role in putting that thought process ahead and making it a big issue so that all companies also accept this. I was just comparing technology companies versus brick and mortar companies. Technology companies, they say in 1 year if you don't work, so much changes that you can't catch up. But I say why you can work with technology at home, from home. So whereas brick and mortar companies take 10 years to change. So today with technology available, you can keep improving yourself, even sitting at home and still take care of the child and then be ready to come back and companies should accept you at the same level. That's the point I made, you're not made.
Provided you're qualified. I would say provided you're qualified. I mean, doesn't mean that every woman who goes off on a 6-month maternity leave comes back and gets the same position, even if she's not qualified. I think, equal
absolutely qualified.
platform should be on even your, as Prakash was saying, your talent, your own initiative, and you should compete purely on, not just because you're a woman, you should get your, you should be preferred. I think we are losing somewhere that, that things that we are.
No, that's what I said. It should be for the youngsters, for everybody. I mean, it should be common. There should not be a differentiation between men and women.
Yeah, I think
That's
it should
what,
be.
yeah.
Today what I see on the news and media, actually media it's a very powerful key, you see. We can be the change, and it is something that we do get a lot of negative reports, and I've always struggled in this to say why can't we have a positive approach, like talk about something good. Every day you see a lot of things, everything that is negative is highlighted more and more and more, and then the positiveness is no longer seen, because there are youngsters like us, and I've been into many organizations, and I've struggled a lot, and I hate my own organization now. It's called Social Reformers Foundation, and that has happened after 35 years of struggle. And the reason that I come to this stage is basically to give the positive approach to every single talented youngster, be it of any profession. And as my personal experience, I've seen that there is infrastructure, there is all the things. The mindset needs to change. Even when you look at the latest movies or whatever it is, you get too much of negativeness. Like there were only few movies that you could see what Amir Khan came up with, and and it was something very positive. And day to day, if there is a positive approach from the media, I think there could change. And this is the need of the hour. Because anything that is negative is being given full attention. But nobody is giving positive approach for what is being done good. So people who want to be positive will say, oh, it's no point, you'll never be heard. Oh, it's no point coming with a positive approach. Thank you.
Best way to make them talk, because I've done this in schools and they have started talking. So I'm going to choose, somebody wants to talk before that.
He was saying that.
I will choose students and they have to answer. They know the way. Okay, can't run away. Question to you. What's your name?
Santoshi,
Which college are you?
MP College.
MP College. Do you read newspapers?
Yeah, sometimes.
Which newspaper do you read?
Times of India.
Times of India. That's good. I'm very happy. Now tell me.
It depends upon, I mean, the person gives any paper sometimes. The one who, delivers the paper, he gives Marathi newspaper sometimes.
So do you read Marathi paper as well?
I don't understand Marathi.
I understand Marathi. Okay, fine. Now tell me, what do you feel what is your opinion on news coverage of women in newspapers? That is the topic. We spoke a little about it. But
Like our women issues, the coverage is how do you say?
do you get quality news coverage on women?
No, I think it's only about the rape cases that I mentioned, and that also only when the rape is, it's something great major thing that has been done, the rod has been put inside, something like that. Then only the I don't know how to say it.
Only brutal cases of rape will be covered.
And we need such cases, such things, to make the people of India come together. I mean, only when rape things happen, that time only the people of India come together. Otherwise, there are rarely any times when people come together and actually protest against something. It's only when such things happen that, and we need such things to happen. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that, it's
That's the only way to get women together and fight.
yeah, otherwise nobody does anything,
They're saying that there's a lot of negative news coverage, negative things happening.
And it's only rape cases which comes up, there's nothing else.
But can you remember any other positive story that is written in any newspaper that you read at all? If at all?
Positive story about women. Okay, there are some
Answer the question. Answer your question.
No. That's more. So we should make them. What's your good name?
Abigail,
Abigail. Which college are you from?
Bombay College.
Tempe College. I think we should give let us move that mic so that it's easier to, converse. Abigail, yes. What's your viewpoint?
I have an issue to raise up actually. This happened 3 years ago. It's personal experience incident, so I won't take much time. 3 years ago I was pursuing my graduation at that point, and I started my first year in a particular institution that I will not name right now, and I was doing journalism, mass media, and I was a top scorer. I was among the top 3. I was above 80% always. I continued the first year like that, and for the second year I was not given much of an opportunity to take, participate in internships and stuff, because there were 2 more boy competitors, male competitors along with me. I was in the top 3 and the other 2 were boys, and they were given opportunities, and I initiated, I fought and I tried, but I was not given much of a chance. And to be honest, the teachers who actually taught us were way less than the knowledge of what students already had, because they were not really qualified and they were hardly experienced. They were just kind of graduated and started teaching about media just because of a bit of an internship. So if you happen to know more than them, they would kind of suppress you and say, no, you cannot ask me that. So I face a lot of
Discrimination.
like that. Yeah, discrimination.
So are you still studying or are you?
Yes, I'll come to that. I am still studying, and So I was supposed to get this opportunity to, go and intern at a particular newspaper, and this particular teacher, he happened to say that, do not give this person an opportunity because there are 2 other guys that are much better than her. And when I went there, I still went for an interview because I kind of knew, through my parents, I kind of knew the person. And he was like, okay, come for an interview and everything, just for the heck of it. So I went there and he saw me and he liked the way I profiled myself, and he was like, I'm willing to give you the job, an internship. So I was like, okay. But then I learned of the fact that, he was actually told not to give me the job. And I realized, I wouldn't be happy in that place just because, he kind of distinguished me and he was just kind of texting me. I was not really happy, so I kind of left it and I walked away. And a year later, in my second year, again I faced the same kind of discrimination. I would sit alone in class, there would be 3 rows left, and then everyone would occupy seats and stuff. And it was very depressing for me. I couldn't go to college. I told the teachers, the principals and everything, but I underwent depression for 8 months. So I left the college. I was at home for 8 months. I tried to apply somewhere else. I applied to Dempe College, but the previous institution somehow got in touch with the university, said do not let her get there, and a lot of nonsense, And I got a lawyer. I said I'm going to sue this institution because you cannot. I paid 50,000 per year to that particular institution, and I got nothing out of it. I realized when I went to the internship, there was nothing.
I wish you had brought this to my attention or to the attention of our reporters. It's a big story that we would do. One. Second thing is I'll tell you straight away, you come to the Tanzania and do your internship. Okay?
Yeah. And I'm going to focus again. So I started Dempe College. The principal was very good enough. The vice principal was good. And he said, you know what, take it as a challenge, take it as an opportunity, and I want you in my college. I'm going to try and work hard to make sure you get the seat here. So I was at the seat. I started in second year because I left halfway through second year, and I started here. And 3 weeks later, my admissions were denied because of the force above, and my admissions were denied, and then I could not get a seat. So I'm thinking, why should I not get a seat here? And then I was like, the only option I had left was either I go back and continue my education there, or I start from first year again, which means I lose 2 years. And I already have been mentally suffering enough. So I said, so the principal and everything encouraged me, and they said, you know what, start again, take it up as a challenge. So that's how I started first year. I am currently in my second year, and I have good teachers here actually who are here. And I'm very happy in this institution. So, making an initiative, people do need to encourage you. And I really am grateful to the principal and the vice principal of Dempe.
So, Abigail, hats off to you to fight back. And as I told you, do come and do your internship with the Tanzania. There is no discrimination there.
हेलो मेरा भी प्रॉब्लम मैं बताना चाहूँगी क्योंकि उन्होंने बताने की वजह से मुझे भी ऐसे लगा कि मैं भी अपनी तरफ से कुछ कहूँ सॉरी मुझे पढ़ाते हुए कॉलेज में पढ़ाते हुए 16 साल हो गए सर, लेकिन फिर भी मुझे परमानेंटली कहीं भी जॉब नहीं मिले। गोवा का ऐसा कोई भी कॉलेज नहीं जहाँ पर मैंने हर बार इंटरव्यू दिया है, जबकि मेरी एम.फिल होते हुए भी मुझे कभी सर्विस पर नहीं रखा गया। और दूसरे लोगों को जो वो सिर्फ एम.ए. पास करके आए हैं उन्हें हर बार सिलेक्शन में लिया गया है। तो इस वजह से 16 साल हो गए, लेकिन फिर भी मैं अभी तक लेक्चर बेसिस पर ही काम कर रही हूँ।
कहाँ पे?
हर एक कॉलेज में मैंने किया है गोवा के, ऐसा एक भी कॉलेज नहीं जहाँ पर मैंने काम ना किया हो। मेरा डिपार्टमेंट हिंदी है और मैं हिंदी में पढ़ाती हूँ पिछले 17 साल से। लेकिन जब भी मैं इंटरव्यू के लिए नए कॉलेज में जाती हूँ तो वहाँ पर जो एम.ए. पास आउट होते हैं उन्हें कैसे सर्विस मिलती है मुझे पता नहीं, जबकि मेरे एम.ए. थी एम.फिल थी उस वक्त और वो पोस्ट के लिए ओके थी। हाँ, मेरे पीएचडी भी हो गए हैं, फिर भी मुझे अभी तक सर्विस नहीं है। तो एक इशू है, मेरा खुद का अनुभव है जो मैं शेयर करना चाहती हूँ। धन्यवाद।
Meet them. So, what I actually want to say that nowadays, in competitive examination as such, women are not coming that way. And especially in Goa, there are very less students going for IAS and all those higher, that kind of administrative service. So what? It is because of the lack of motivation, I will say, because people are not aware. Even now I'm studying in SYBA, now I came to know there is something called as IES, where people are, and what people say, that the students should study from 8 standards and that blah blah blah. So it's not exactly true. And I feel that there is a need of motivation and which newspaper should provide for such.
Yeah, and not only for women, it is for all the students. And, yeah.
Important thing that
Yeah. And one should, it will be a very, it will be a pride if women students come forward in such competitive examination and they do well.
Name?
Gautami Amankar,
Which college?
Tempika.
All the Tempe college students. Great. You go and talk to your other college students also.
I hope
One
we
big
have
round
got
of
all
applause
10
for round of
points
applause
from the
for
students.
We didn't get 1 point, around 9 points came, but
Okay.
I will give it, it's okay. So 10 points we will find out at night.
But still, it's a great thing that they have given you the 10 points, because that really made them to think, like, what are the issues they want to come
No, big round of applause.
Yeah, definitely. I thank all the panelists for their paper presentation, and especially Mr. Srinivasan to make it so lively and getting from the students. So I thank all of you, and now there are many crucial points also which have came during this discussion and all, and about the coverage of women in the media, and how much and what is the way ahead, like what are the limitations and what is the way ahead, what are the other issues which we can look into when we talk about the positive coverage of the women issues in the media. Thank you all of you.